where I'm not crying. Okay. Can you guys in the chat tell me if you can hear me okay? And like if the connection is okay? Because I'm not close to Wi-Fi. Okay, so here, I'll show you guys. I am in my garden right now. It's very cute. And you'll see over here, see all these bricks? We put these here. Well, these bricks, there's a bunch of other bricks. There's way more bricks over there. Now, the cool thing is that some of these bricks say CH on them. And we have a lot of them. I just grabbed a couple here. They say CH. There's some more behind our blackberries. And when we moved in, we were like, why do these bricks say CH? And to me, this is fascinating. This is probably going to be the most boring thing ever, but these bricks are from the old City Hall in San Francisco. So wait, can you hear me? Back alley brick dealer, yeah. So let me read this. I printed out a piece of paper so I could teach you guys about this. In like 1870, they built this very disgusting old City Hall building in San Francisco. And they even called it that, Old City Hall. Oh, no, sorry. They called it New City Hall. Now they call it Old City Hall. They built a brand new City Hall and they were like, we're going to call this Old City Hall. That makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go inside a little bit. So I'm going to read you this hilarious shit. The first City Hall before 1840 was an office in a house or a back room of a hotel, which was moved around a lot because of the fires and political corruption. So, in the 1840s, same old political corruption going on in San Francisco, but it gets better. In 1869, after a severe earthquake, and with a constant influx of people, anyone with a stake in the future of San Francisco wanted to build a spectacular metropolis. So, of course, they needed a grand city hall. This new city hall was designed as a complex of buildings to be built on a triangular park. Okay, this part's boring. Hold on. Construction began in 1870 and was finished 27 years later. So it took 27 years. In 1897, it cost $6 million. And then 9 years later, in the 1906 earthquake, it was destroyed. And it says right here, it was a 19th century thing. You give a contract to friends or friends of friends, which I think is funny because that's the whole like, I don't know if you guys know about this, but in San Francisco, there's this like backstory with like our mayor London Breed and like her corrupt contracts with like, I don't know, it goes way back, but it's literally the exact same thing. And it says it's a 19th century thing. It's also a 21st century thing. With 7 chief architects over 27 years, there was ineptitude after ineptitude. Okay, we're getting to the funny part. The materials were compromised, like those bricks. Even the cast bricks were rumored to be shoddy. Fireplaces were built and later heating systems were installed. There were major sewage problems. The place was said to stink all the time. The floors didn't match up. Chimneys didn't draw, so the rooms were smoky. It was a mess. The design was a Second Empire French style emerging in the 1860s in Paris when the monarchy was restored and Napoleon III was in power. Ironically, in 1871, during the Paris Commune, which was in part a rebellion against the monarchy, much of Paris burned. So oddly, this was the architectural style, the democratic ideal adopted for government buildings throughout America. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, by the way, this was all built on a cemetery. This article doesn't mention that, but that's also true. Okay. So, um, shoot, I think I printed out the wrong thing or something. But basically, this building, this old city hall, was built so shitty that when the earthquake happened, it just completely collapsed. Luckily, it was like early in the morning, so there was like basically nobody inside. They said a lot of the walls were just full of sand, and this is like a known earthquake zone. I guess that's why there's not a lot of brick buildings here. But anyways, um, they also then the rest of it after it fell down burned in the ham and eggs fire, which or eggs and ham fire, whatever it's called, which is basically like right after the earthquake, this lady went to make breakfast in her fireplace and didn't realize her chimney had collapsed and she burnt like I think like 30 square blocks or something, including City Hall and all these important areas. Okay, so what I'm getting to is that when they cleaned up the rubble a couple years later, they reused all these bricks because they couldn't really use them in new construction because they were like pieces of shit. And so I think my backyard used to be some kind of alley or like carriage, whatever you call it, carriage alley or whatever. Here's some more bricks. There's a bunch more over here. Uh, we dig up more bricks all the time. It's insane. There's just so many. We also find a lot of glass and garbage back here. But I just thought it was funny that I had the political corruption bricks in my yard. And I felt like, after a year of no updates, that was probably something really, really interesting for you guys around the world to really learn about. So I figured I'd do a brick stream. I'll show you my garden too while we're out here. Okay. This is my giant tomato plant. San Francisco is very strange, and we don't really harvest stuff till like a couple months after other people because of the weather. Here's my cosmos and my nasturtiums. Grew them. I'm trying to grow cabbage in a couple spots. Got some other shit. I'm gonna grow some corn there. Oh yeah, I got this pumpkin. This was accidental. This just started growing in my yard. I think from last Halloween we probably threw our pumpkins outside and then they just decided to grow. I think they're little pumpkins. I gotta pick that one soon. And then there's a couple more growing here. So I'll have some decorations. Yeah, this is a giant fig tree we have. We planted. It started out as a little stick a couple years ago. Um, we have all these blackberries. So it's kind of cool because I live in like the middle of a very dense part of the city. Oh, look, there's another City Hall brick. Some more. But I have this very peaceful garden, and that's what I do all the time now. I built this out of junk wood and then spray painted it blue. Moved some of my house plants out here. I have this monstera, which is having a baby. And this is a pothos because pothos just die inside my house. I know everyone says they're like the easiest plant, but they love it outside here. Kolenkoi, I got some. These are my kids' succulents that they got at Trader Joe's one day. Yeah, all sorts of shit. Oh, I'm gonna grow these yard long beans here. These are like um, those beans that are like 2 or 3 feet long. I got a little greenhouse with some seeds going. Oh, and I'll show you my pride and joy. Oh, well, hold on. Well, my other pride and joy is that I'm learning how to compost. Uh, it's going great. I've been hot composting. This is my first pile. See if this turd is getting warm. Is this thrilling? Do you guys? I feel like I should just set up some Ring cameras and just do like you know how what's his name? Tim Pool has Chicken City. He just like live streams his chicken coop. I can it could be uh maybe Trout City, We call it Trout City. Okay, it's not that hot. Don't judge me. Um, okay, now let me show you my pride and joy. Oh, also there's this giant magnolia tree in our yard that just dies and drops all these fungus-covered leaves everywhere all the time. That's great. This is an alocasia I bought. It was like a really small little plant. I don't know if you can tell how big this is. It's quite large. And this is its newest leaf. It was just born. And it is so gigantic. Look at that. There's my hand. Also, it has a protector. Wait, where'd it go? Fuck. Did I zoom in? Hold on. It has this beautiful orb weaver spider that hangs out on it all day. Really hard to take a video of a spider. You see it. You get it. Yeah. Oh my God, and the most interesting part. One of these bricks is like, I mean, I can't even lift it with one hand. It's so heavy. And for some reason, for some reason, it's magnetic. So if you guys know what the heck this is, some kind of anvil or something maybe, I should weigh it. Let's go get the scale. No, its name is Ellie because it's an elephant ear alocasia. My husband's fishing gear. We're pretty much living off the land. Still got Bud Dwyer up there. Don't worry. Hold on, let me get something. Oh my God, another thing I have to tell you guys about. It's kind of dark in here, but I'm doing sourdough starter again. Craziest shit ever. You would not believe how many slugs I have killed this week by putting the extra sourdough starter outside and then they die. They just drown in it. They're obsessed with it. Okay. Okay, that's the wrong. Hold on. Can we do pounds? Okay. This says it's like 12 or so pounds. This brick. Ugh, so heavy. It's crazy. Oh, wait, what I was saying about Chicken City. I should just set up some ring cameras out here, like a Truman Show experiment. You guys, everyone can just watch me all the time. It's kind of how it feels because I'm surrounded by neighbors. Yeah. So, yeah, I just sit in here all day. I don't do anything. Just hang out in my garden and grow little plants. Okay, see, Brooke to himself says, I was so excited to ride the SF trolley and I hated it. There were 6 lined up at the bottom. So slow, loud, sweaty, and horrible. Brick lore. Yeah, I have had many struggles with gardening, and I think the real thing I've figured out is improving the soil is like the most important thing. But I mean, there's just so many mistakes to make along the way. I think it's nice though to have a hobby where like you have full agency over it. Like you can read online, you can be like, oh, what should I, like, should I uh, fertilize this or should I transplant this? People will be like, oh, it's best to do it in like, spring. But you're like, it's fall and I kind of want to do it right now. You're allowed. You can do it. You might kill the plant or you might slow down its growth, but you get to decide it. And there's no like profit motive or anything else like mucking it up. It's just, I think that's like that should be the definition of a hobby is something where like it's low stakes and you have full agency over how much you want to fuck it up. I think that's important. Um, but yeah, I don't know. No beer tending? No, I'm also bartending. I bartend and serve like basically 5 days a week. Iron powder mixed in the brick, maybe. Oh, cool. Sounds peaceful. Garden tending full time, pretty deep too. Oh, yeah, wait. Plus the other hobby, which is also fun. I haven't done it for like months, but I haven't been baking, but I've been getting back into it a little bit. but I set up these slug traps. Don't worry, there's no slugs right now because it's daytime. But every night I dump the extra sourdough starter in these little plastic things that I like sunk into the ground. And literally, like within 15 minutes, there will be 10 to 20 slugs going in and dying in there. They're just like obsessed with the yeast. And I had tried this, but with beer, because we have like a lot of slugs, and they're eating my crepe, like this probably. But I've been very peaceful about the slugs for a long time, but they're really, really starting to jam me up now. So I decided to try this because someone said it worked way better than the beer thing, and the beer thing didn't work at all for me. I didn't even get one. I think they just came up and drank a little beer and left. Um, and this works 1,000 times better. So if you have slug problems, this live stream is about brick history, and if you have a lot of slugs, okay, I'm niching down, okay. I still hold all the same views and everything, about like wealthy people and politics, but I want to niche down to like bricks and slugs, maybe just for fun. Oh, by the way, my favorite thing to plant, if you have any boring planters, get this, it's called creeping jenny or pennywort. It grows hella fast, especially if there's a little sun. And it just makes these beautiful things. And then what you can do is anytime you cut it, it'll branch off into two, like that. Like I probably cut it right there. And then it branched off into two. And you can take it and put one of the branches in soil. That'll grow roots. Then you can cut it, and now you have a second plant. So, life hack. Uh, someone said, have you looked into slug leathercraft? Wow. No, I tried feeding them to the birds, but birds like really don't eat slugs, most birds, because it just makes their mouth burn because they're so slimy. So, what else do you guys want to know about the slugs? They used to come in my house. I had to do that stuff where you put like it's called like grate stuff, and it's that expanding foam. I had to I think I posted about this on Twitter a long time ago, where one day I was like in tears because there was a slug in my house. This was before I had moved out into the backyard. So now I'm much more comfortable with them. I don't cry anymore when I see them. I don't like to smash them though. There was a little while where I read that the best way to get rid of them is you go and kill them just by hand. And that was very traumatic for me. So, yeah. I don't want to see them die, you know? Not very vegan of me, I know, but there's a lot of them. Okay. The starfish of plants. Oh, yeah. Are those as bad as wild vines? Are you talking about the creeping Jenny? No, it won't. I don't think it's nearly as invasive as a lot of like weeds. People use it as like ground cover too, but I think it's really cool when it's hanging because it looks like beautiful hair. Um, this is some strawberries I dug up because we planted them here under the fig tree. That's where I'm propagating succulents. We planted them here, super shady, obviously. Look at that. And all the roly-polies just eat the strawberries at the fucking second they grow. So I'm gonna build some sort of new strawberry thing where they're like hanging, and we can pick them, and then also things don't eat them. Is this Scott, guys? This is probably really exciting for you. Uh, great content on here. So what are you guys doing today? Got very fluffy bangs. I guess I don't remember exactly what I said when I was like, oh, I'm going to take a break. I want to do some other stuff. I think getting outside more was definitely one of those things. Uh, I did I did do some different like kind of like volunteer mutual aid kind of stuff for a little while when I could, like in the last year or so. But I'm not really doing anything right now. I was trying to think of something I could do that would be fun. Um, I also thought it would be cool. What if, like, you know how people put those little things outside their house and it's like little free library? What if I just put free plants in there that I like clone and propagate? Because I really like propagating. Um, is that an idea? I was thinking of calling it Plants is Free. Let's see. The brick lesson was interesting to me. It's almost poetic. Yeah, I thought it was really funny all that stuff it said about the reason it was built really shitty is because of all the political corruption, especially around like the topic of contractors. And that's not just a San Francisco issue. Obviously, that's like any like your local government probably does it no matter where you are. And maybe certain countries have like rules against it, but like uh, it's pretty much just like how it works in America, I think. Obviously, you're gonna give your money buddies some you know, a good contract with your newly elected government position. I really want these tomatoes to get ripe. There's like a billion on there. I'm also gonna try to grow tomatoes over winter, which is a little crazy. We'll see. I do what I want. Yeah, and I have a bunch of stuff that I just planted recently. Fall is kind of like a second spring here because we don't really get like hard freezes. The telemarketers on HBO gave me that old school F the power feeling. You know, I saw that on there and I wanted to watch it, but I think I was like just like, oh, next time or something. But we've been rewatching Boardwalk Empire. So good. That show's so fucking good. If you need if you like have never seen that and you need a series to just binge, oh God, I love that series. And I like kind of forgot a lot of what the plot points, especially like what happens kind of in the middle. Like I remember the beginning, I remember the end, but so fucking good. And I also always forget that it's like semi-historical. Like, you know, you get like certain characters that were like real gangsters. The guy who plays Al Capone, such a good job. Whoever, well, I forget that guy's name, but he did such a good fucking job with that role. He's like, when I think of Al Capone, I just see him. I don't even see the real Al Capone in my head. Okay, so I feel like there was something else I was gonna show you guys that I have been doing. I guess I could just show you. I have like 5,000 more plants. Um, yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so down here I propagate new little baby succulents, like see these ones growing out of that leaf or whatever. Basically, when I like trim succulents or if I see that these leaves fall off of them, I just like toss them over here. And then like every week I come over here and like, let's see, like this one is definitely um, not gonna grow. It's a little turd, so I just throw it. Um, yep, that's pretty exciting stuff right there to share with my subscribers. These are golden raspberries. Something's eating them, but whatever. We got, see, golden raspberries. Um, they're pretty fucking delicious. I don't know what does this to the leaves, but whatever. We're not really like, we don't really like do a lot of, other than the slug traps, we don't do a lot of like insecticide or anything. Not like out of principle, just more like laziness. This is a lemon tree. It's on the younger side. This will probably be the first year we get like an actual more than a couple lemons. There's a lot of spider webs on it, but I'm kind of like, I have like a peace treaty, truce, whatever you call it, with the spiders, because um, I think they eat mosquitoes or something. I don't know. These are baby carrots. This is my first time growing carrots. These will be carrots. And then this is where we grew fava beans like 6 months ago. And when I cut them down, because I don't pull out the roots, I just cut at the base because it's like better for the microbes. They just started regrowing out of this, and I guess peas and carrots are kind of besties, so we're just gonna leave them. More favas that I grew, and then a couple heads of lettuce that I cut down. That's a sugar daddy snap pea that volunteered to grow there. This is a lime tree that's little, and I'm trying to grow some poppies around it. Poppy. Lettuce things. Trying to do a topsy-turvy tomato right there. Some marigolds on the top. These are more sugar daddy snap peas, which we're actually getting some shit from. No, never mind. I lied. Not yet. I thought there were some on here. Maybe it's the other plant. I kind of do the like chaos gardening thing where I just kind of like put things, and then if I see they start to grow, I'm like sick, and then I try to keep them alive. This is kind of a chaos bed. I think I put like kale or spinach and sunflowers, which I don't think are growing because they were, I don't know. And then what else did I put in here? Oh, cucumbers, I think. I'm trying to grow some pickling cucumbers so I can make pickles. This is a volunteer rose that I keep having to cut back because this pumpkin gets covered in powdery mildew. So that's fun. Oh, this, by the way, this is crazy. I literally, worm. Oh, you guys just missed it. Let's see. I love like lifting up pots and stuff. And there's always weird shit. Last week I lifted this up and there were slug eggs underneath it, which are clear little balls. So I destroyed them. This is gigantic. I don't know if you can tell by the scale. These are green onions. This started as a bunch of green onions we got at the store. We used them in the kitchen, like cut them down to the nubs, planted those in soil, okay? They grew like this, flowered, the flower dried, I collected the seeds, and then cut these back down like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks. And it grew again this big, so if we want fresh green onions. And then I took the seeds from the free green onions that and I planted them, and they are growing in this right here. So soon, this is going to be a bunch more green onion plants. I did the same thing with cilantro. I collected my own seeds and fucking replanted them. How cool is that? This, I took a tomato from my grandma's garden, stuck slices in there, which are completely rotten now, and all these seedlings grew. I actually took half the seedlings out and put them in there just from some slices of tomato. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't ferment them or anything, and they're super robust, happy seedlings. It's awesome. I love these little experiments. I'm really bad with seeds, though. I really struggle with that shit. Are you overlooked by neighbors? Yes. Without completely doxing myself, I will show you. I am in a fish tank. I'm the goldfish. So I'm surrounded by neighbors pretty much on all sides. But the cool part about that is that really the cats can't get out of this yard. Like we're not near the street because of that. Kitty, kitty, kitties. And they're probably out here. Frank! And I pretty much just hang out with them all day. I don't know, they're probably inside because that's how you know your cat is happy, when he can go outside, but he decides to go take a nap in the house. I don't know why I have the headphones on. Oh yeah, because my microphone on my phone is broken. I was gonna say, I'm not really hearing anything. Frank! Oh, I found Blueberry. She's in my kid's bed. Hey! How do I... Okay, orientation is locked. Rotate device back. I did. Oh, hi, baby. Hi. Does anyone else, like their kids just put stickers like all over the house and the car and shit? Fucking pisses me off so bad. And these, oh, you know what is the fucking Trader Joe's stickers. Trader Joe's needs to do something different. Okay? I don't want any more like um fucking it's always like a picture of a pumpkin or something on a sticker. Okay, I don't know where Frank is. He's probably sleeping. Um so many plants. Wow, I'm in a meeting so I can't stick. So pop and say I'm so glad to see you around again and hearing from your last you're doing well. Yeah, honestly, I had a lot of ideas of shit I could do. Look at that. Look at that fucking. It's gonna be so big soon. It's my pride and joy there. I want it to be like as tall as that fence. And what's crazy is that with each new leaf in the middle leaves are the tall ones and the big ones. It like basically doubles in height because by the time that grows to where it's gonna stay, it'll be like above the other leaf. Okay, I have to find Frank. Frank, kitty kitty. How do you guys call your cats? I feel like everybody has a different little chirp they do. He'll come around soon. He was chasing a mouse earlier, so that's great. Um, One thing I really want to grow a shitload more of is basil, and I've always had a really hard time getting it to grow, but we're seeing some. I've learned a lot. We're seeing some hope. Um, yeah, a lot of catnip too, which the cats love, obviously. This was just like a Trader Joe's basil I bought. Problem is, when I buy these, I usually will just like cut off almost all the basil. So I tried to leave some on and prune it the right way. Look like centipedes and crap. Bye bye. Yeah, there's a lot of cute little critters in the garden, and also disgusting ones, but it's okay. Um, yeah, this is another volunteer. Oh yeah, rosemary too. Which smells really good. Uh, this basil's finally just growing now. I planted this in like spring, and then realized I had some basil seedlings somehow. So whatever. Probably just wasn't watering it. This is a marigold that is orange, which is really cool. I tried to grow ginger. Don't really think it worked. Aloe. My neighbor grows hella aloe too, which is crazy. Um, we're like really good friends with our neighbor, but they don't speak any English, so we just say hi in a variety of languages to each other. It's kind of cute. Um, this is also a fun one. This is an accidental one. I think it's a weed. It's called toadflax. It's another one. I grabbed the seeds like this, and then I'm like, I want toadflax over there, and I throw it. This is like some Easter lily I bought and then replanted, and it just started growing. I don't know. All this shit. Yup. Oh yeah, I made this. Oh yeah, I made this tower. I'm trying to grow a bunch of nasturtiums and shit out of it so that it looks like a tower of flowers. That is going to be a wisteria, hopefully in like 3 to 20 years, if I live here. This is an aloe pup I stole. Not aloe, sorry, agave. It was like at a park, and there's like this little pup growing out of a really giant agave, like century plant. I was like, I'm gonna take this, and so I took it. I actually a lot of things. I take cuttings from like local areas that are like like just filled with plants and flowers. Like a lot of this shit. This is called balsam, and it's so cute. I literally just like trimmed this, stuck it in the ground, and it started growing after like a couple months. And now it's grown a lot. It's like got like a bunch of layers. And yeah. Uh, Someone said, "Is that your community garden? So nice you're back. No, it's just my backyard. I mean, it is a shared backyard, but no one else really uses it. Um, yeah, I missed you guys too, and maybe I'll make some like real videos soon, but I don't know. YouTube's weird. I think everybody knows that though. And honestly, even in just this like year I've been off, it's really loud out here, I don't know why. In this year I've been off, so much has changed in so many weird ways. I'm sure you guys know what I mean, but like, it just kind of seems like, um, yeah, I got this balloon too. It just kind of seems like, well, a lot of different things, but YouTube's changed. Some like weird political stuff is always going on with like the internet and like all this like speculation. Um, I just didn't really. I will tell you guys. I don't think I've explained this. So one reason I kind of wanted to step away. Well, okay, I'll say this. I basically stopped uploading like last September. Like 9 months before that, I was like I had really hit a wall because I like wasn't seeing any growth and I was just kind of like I don't know, I was like feeling really what's the word? Disillusioned, but I was like I felt like obsessed with like my content and like um my stats, looking at my YouTube studio, checking for comments all the time, finding new content. I was like tunnel vision. I was thinking about it all the time. But then sometimes it would be really hard because I would work on a project like for a long time, for like weeks or maybe even longer, especially like certain things. And it's all I would think about. And then I would finally like release it into the world. And then there's like this feedback loop where you're like, okay, I'm like putting this out, and then you want like a reception, a response. And I would like, I would like tell myself, oh, this video is gonna get like 100,000 views. It's like finally I made a video that's like good enough to get 100,000 views, which is silly because just because a video gets 100,000 views doesn't mean it's good. And there's lots of good videos that don't get 100,000 views. And there's just a lot of nuance and everything at that discussion. And that's okay. But I would like really I would get myself excited and then disappointed. And then I think I was talking to my sister one day. I was telling her about like this problem where I was like, I'm like so obsessed with like the response once I put out a video and it doesn't feel healthy and I never get the response I want. She's like, oh, like you don't get any comments? I'm like, oh no, I get like hundreds of comments. And she's like, that seems like a lot. I'm like, yeah, I guess. And she's like, well, are they like positive? I'm like, yeah, a lot of them are really positive. She's like, so what's the fucking problem? And I'm like, I don't know. But like somehow the like nice comments start to like not mean as much. It's like the negativity bias thing, I think. And so it was just like getting to be like really unhealthy. And because of this like disappointment, I was like on the verge of maybe quitting like probably 9 or 10 months before I actually took a break. I was like really emotional about it, but I was like, I just don't think that I can do this. I don't think I'm good enough to do this. And I was still trying to make like money from YouTube at that point. Cut forward, I got a job. Then I became the only person in my house working, so I had to work like all the time, and then I had to take a break. And I think it really helped to not have that um, anymore, and I think I really have like healed my brain from that. But it's so ridiculous because once you stop, I guess this is what I was trying to get to. Once you stop uploading, you get really weird comments. Um, so if I think I've got like 13K, somewhere around there, like subscribers, right? So if I'm like actively posting, the same like 13K people are getting an alert in their little subscriber thing. They're like, okay, she posted a video, cool, they can watch it. You know, people who like similar people might get suggested it. A new video is going to probably go out to people who know me or like someone similar to me. So when you first post a video, I would say 99% of the comments in the first like day or two are like positive, interesting, you know, they're on topic. After a video's been sitting for a while, the only people that are finding it are people like searching things or they're down a rabbit hole and YouTube's trying to suggest them stuff. And they're cretins. They're just insane. And so you the whole time I was not posting, the only comments I had in my YouTube studio, there was a, okay. Once in a while, someone would watch a video and like leave something useful on there. Oh, hey, this is what I thought about this. Great. Mostly it's people being like, you are such dumbass. I hate you. Elon Musk is richer than you, or something like that. You know, something to that effect. Little 14-year-old fingers typing. And then there were posts, or then there were comments on my videos being like, we miss you. Where'd you go? And so I would kind of feel bad about both of those. I would feel bad about the shitty engagement comments, and then I would also feel bad about the ones being like, you disappeared. What the fuck? So I just kind of like stopped. Basically, it helped me to not want to look at my comments anymore because it was always just kind of sad or bad. So I think I don't really know where I was going with this. I was just kind of telling you guys my experience. But YouTube's really fucking weird. It fucks with your brain. Putting out a creation that you've worked hard on and then waiting for like the stats and numbers on that and like the metrics and everything. It's probably not like the healthiest thing. And that's why I think I had a lot more fun once I wasn't monetizing anymore. I think I like talked about that a lot last year. Um, and I think if I ever made videos in the future, I don't have any plans to like monetize anything. I probably wouldn't even do any kind of like optional Patreon membership kind of thing. I think I would just create for fun and then hopefully not drive myself insane about it. I think anyone could do YouTube. I wouldn't really suggest it to most people in general. I would say uh, during the pandemic, it was definitely like a thing to do. It was like a something to do, something to spend my time on, and I learned a lot. And it was fun. And but yeah, it's fucking weird. Um, my brain melted, I think. But yeah, and like, also I know I don't talk about it a lot, but I also do have two kids, and that alone takes a lot of your mental capacity and your emotional capacity. And so when you're like also working a job and then also obsessing about your like YouTube numbers and shit, can really like take away from the like parenting ability, I think. And I think we all probably did weird or cringy or just dumb things during or just after COVID. We all probably said some shit or posted some shit or thought some shit that it's not that big of a deal anymore now that things have kind of died back down and cooled back down. Yeah. Okay, well, I feel like I'm just rambling and being boring. Thank you guys for joining me on here. This was fun. I do think about sometimes how I miss, like the awesome people that I got to know and interact with, and like a lot of you guys commented on my last live, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys soon, hopefully. I don't have any big plans. Maybe if I think of another, thing about bricks or slugs, I'll do another live stream. Um, hold on, I'm reading your comments before I go. Someone said, glad to hear from you again. I really missed your videos and great takes. That's nice. Thank you. Even if you made the most half-assed content, we'd love it. LOL. And I do get that because I'm not to toot my own horn or anything, but I know the feeling of like when you get to know like a content creator and their voice and they have like a consistent schedule and stuff, and you really kind of get used to like hearing from them or seeing them like every week or whatever, even every day sometimes. And if they just like stopped, it would probably be a little disappointing, and you'd be like, oh, I had this like kind of weird like non weird parasocial thing with this like person with this voice, and for them to just like up and disappear. But also remember that YouTubers, podcasters, they're all people, and they're complex beings and can't always be creative. So sometimes it's for the best, I think, for everybody. Also, I think I was just like running out of shit to talk about, which was something I really struggled with when I was taking a break. I thought of so many things I could come back and do, and all of them I was like, do I really want to do that? And then I was like, nah, like it's an idea. That doesn't mean I should do it. Someone said I was lucky enough to get a better job and quit the grocery store. Sorry, Dark Ninja Firefox. I'm happy to say I can listen to this while at work now. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, um, there's definitely certain perks of, different jobs. Like I work in a bar, working in a grocery store. There's some things that are nice, or like I'm glad I don't necessarily have to do a bunch of like emailing for my job or something. But it also, you know, can wear you down after a while, especially grocery stores. People are on their bullshit at the grocery store. I'm usually like really stoned when I go to the grocery store, and I'm like, I'm always like, everybody knows I'm high, and then I realize I'm like, everyone probably just thinks I'm like some like soccer mom or something. That's like the last thing on their mind. Um, no need to feel bad. We all get busy. That's just life. I'm sorry YouTube became a bummer for you mentally with the comments and everything. I hope you're doing well and take care. Yeah, and like I didn't mean to just dwell on anything bad. Like there's definitely been a lot of like really cool fun things about making videos. I think just at the end of the day, um, I just am kind of a quitter. I just kind of quit things. uh, yeah. Everybody has their type of crazy, and mine is that eventually I just am like, I'm not doing this anymore. So, but I don't want to completely bail on it. Not like with some stuff. So, for that, I have you guys to thank. And yeah, and I don't know if you guys like have ideas or anything of shit you want me to talk about. I just cannot think of a single, a gun to my head. I can't think of a YouTube video. I don't know what's wrong with me. My brain broke. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks for joining. Talk to you guys soon.